SlaneyHD here today. Um, so I this is today's video is going to be about something I thought about doing for a while, but I kind of refrained from, mostly because I just didn't want to do like any type of rant video or anything, of that nature. But um, after like a week ago, I had a situation happen, and after that situation, which I'll go over, pretty much I'm saying fuck that. I'm doing the video. So the video is going to be about pretty much why Geek Squad's a joke, and obviously I don't want to group everyone who works at Geek Squad in that category because I do have a friend who works at Geek Squad who does know his stuff. He's actually really good with computers, and he's a good computer technician. So I'm not saying, like I said, it's not everyone, but from my experience, I feel like I can say majority of Geek Squad are not technicians, they're salesmen. And that's it. Nothing more than pretty much salesmen who are trained to know the very, very, very basic lingo and basic, just basic shit about computers. Like, what does RAM stand for? Shit like that, in order to sell computers and in order to in order to convince people to give them their computers or give them their laptops, whatever it may be, and convince them that they need to either upgrade their computer or laptop, buy a new part, or buy a brand new computer. And the reason I say that, I've got two examples. So the first example was my fiance's friend had a Mac, and the Mac had this issue when you turned it on. Basically, the computer wouldn't boot, and it came up with an error message. Not exactly sure what the error message was, but basically, she took it to Geek Squad, and at first they were like, there's nothing we can do. Um, they pretty much told her she was screwed. And then she went to another Geek Squad, and they were like, yeah, we can fix it, but it's going to take probably a week, maybe 2 weeks, and it's going to cost you at least $300. So after that, she contacted my fiance, who then asked me, and I said, sure, I'll take a look at it. So what did I do? I took the computer, I turned it on, I got the error code, I went to Google, as most technicians do. I typed in the error code, and literally within, I'd say, maximum 30 minutes of searching, reading through forums, you know, um, and surfing the internet, I figured out what the problem was, and I fixed it in an hour, in 1 hour. And no problem. I simply used Google, and I didn't even use anything I've learned over the years, as far as going to college or my experiences with computers. I simply used Google, and I fixed the problem in an hour. And this was the same thing that one Geek Squad said they couldn't fix, and another Geek Squad said would cost around $300 and would take around a week to 2 weeks. Right. So that's my first reason behind this rant video. Now my second reason is this. So I got a gift card this Christmas for Best Buy, and $25 gift card. So I'm like, okay, sure, I'll go use it. While I'm there, looking at a few things, in the computer section, and I happened to be standing around this older gentleman who was in there with his laptop, and he was talking to this Geek Squad guy. And I heard the older guy, talk about the problem he was having with his computer. I listened to the conversation probably 3 to 5 minutes, and then I heard the Geek Squad guy's response, and his response was, "You need to buy a new computer." And I looked over, and I was pretty close to these people, and I looked at the computer, and this was like this laptop, and I found out later on this laptop was bought in 2014, so the laptop wasn't more than 2 years old. And the problem that the guy was telling the Geek Squad person he was having was that when he would turn the computer on, the load time would take over a minute before he was able to access anything. It was over a minute from when he turned the laptop on before he was able to do anything on his computer, whether it be browsing, um, open up Microsoft Word, whatever it was. And the Geek Squad guy's response to that was that he needed to buy a new computer. And when I heard that, it really pissed me off because there was an older guy who probably didn't know too much about computers. Obviously, if he's in there asking Geek Squad what the problem is, why his computer's taking so long at load before he can do anything. So I felt like Geek Squad was taking advantage of him and trying to just get another sale. So I said something. I said to the Geek Squad guy, I said, well, why? What makes you think this guy needs a new computer? And as soon as I said that, this guy gave me the dirtiest look. The Geek Squad guy just gave me the dirtiest look, and he said, excuse me, do you work here?" And obviously, no, I don't work there. I'm in, normal clothes, whatever. So I said, "No, I don't work here, but I know some stuff about computers." I didn't go into detail about what I did, but I just, I told him I know some stuff about computers. And the whole time this is going on, the older guy's just kind of standing there looking kind of confused. And I said to the Geek Squad guy, I said, I just want to know what makes you think he needs a new computer. And he proceeds to tell me, well, I don't need to explain myself to you, yada 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 yada. So at that point, I just said, screw it, I'm not going to sit here and argue with this Geek Squad guy. I turned to the older gentleman and I said, look, he said, the problem you're having is most likely due to too many processes, running when you're turning your computer on, or a memory problem. I said, you absolutely do not need a new computer. And at that point, I was asked to leave. Not only by the Geek Squad guy, but by his manager. And they walked up to me and they said, "You're interfering with customers and you're causing a scene, and we're going to ask you politely to leave." And so, you know, part of me wanted to, make more of a scene, but I'm done getting in trouble these days. So I left. But on my way out, I said to the older gentleman, I said, "Look, if you want a little more advice, I'll be outside. I'm not gonna risk getting arrested, having a little argument with Geek Squad." So the gentleman actually walked out, and we had a conversation in the parking lot. And I looked at his laptop right out there, and I typed in msconfig, and sure enough, there was tons and tons of like toolbar extensions and all sorts of malware, stuff loaded onto his laptop that was causing the problem. And I sent him on his way. I said, "Look, I said, if you need more help, here's my number. Give me a call." I said, go home, go look on Google, search about which applications you should have running and which you shouldn't." I even told him, maybe consider system restore, whatever. That's beyond the point. My point is that Geek Squad had no right telling this guy he needed a new computer. This guy did not need a new computer. His computer wasn't even 2 years old, and there's nothing wrong with it hardware wise. Software wise, it was Windows 8, and they're sitting there telling him he needs a new computer. So that's all I'm gonna say on the situation. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I know not all Geek Squad people are idiots. I know some of them do know stuff about computers, but in my experience, majority of them are just simply salesmen. And I'm gonna leave it at that. So, thanks for watching, guys, as always. And please keep in mind, I'm not bashing Geek Squad. I'm just giving you my personal opinion on them and two examples that I've had with them. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you guys have had any experiences with Geek Squad, please let me know. If you guys disagree, please let me know. Other than that, as always, thanks for watching. I think I repeated that twice, but yeah, take care.